Well, never thought I'd be doing a video like this. You know, the whole cliche thing of just me in front of a camera talking about something usually serious, or sometimes there's just some things you can't ignore. As much as I do these videos on YouTube to be positive, to have something for people to enjoy, even the lack of people, admittedly, the very few that watch, to bring some joy to people, when things in this community and this platform get so bad as they have for the last couple of years, and I've been so much constantly turning a blind eye to it, and it gets this serious, can't be ignorant about it anymore. And if we can bring anything into the conversation that helps bring even a solution or attention to anything, this huge problem, why not do it? So you guys can probably imagine what this video is mainly going to be about, or comes from. Unfortunately, this morning it's been confirmed the loss of the YouTube gaming personality Etika. He's been confirmed to have taken his own life. I believe it was yesterday that the New York Police Department found his stuff, his wallet, his phone, his Nintendo Switch on the Manhattan Bridge, and his body was found. He jumped off the bridge. Now, that story affected me a lot, not just because of it was someone that I used to watch, not as much as some friends that I've had that used to look up to him, and I can only imagine how they've been affected by it. Mainly because I've lost someone personally to suicide, so I don't know how it feels, because I've never been through suicide myself, fortunately enough. I've known many people and know exactly how it is to go through something like that, and to just lose it all into thinking that the best solution to all your problems is to take your own life. It's something horrific and it's something tragic. But all of this, as disgusting as it is unfortunately something, if you paid attention long enough to the community and this platform, as I have, it's not something I'm not surprised about. It's been something that's just been building up for years to occur, and has even happened before, if I remember. The main reason stuff like this keeps happening, how people lose their minds on this platform and either do something tragic like taking their own life, or even lose it and become complete sociopaths and clickbait dead bodies on the internet. Remember that thing last year? Yeah, all this is happening for one big reason. So if you haven't paid attention these last couple of years, YouTube has changed drastically. Some would even say it's broken itself. I'm one of those people that agree with that. It's funny, when it first started, I'll never forget, it was in 2005 officially when it started, but I discovered around 2006, 2007, when it was first this weird place where all these crazy internet memes and videos used to exist. But what was so beautiful about it, and what attracted me so much later in the years, was that it was this place where, mainly as someone who wants to get into the entertainment business and be a director and screenwriter now in the future, also thanks to YouTube that introduced me to that, it was a place where people who wanted to entertain, wanted to educate, communicate to people in their own ways, that didn't have the backup of studios and hundreds of thousands of dollars or these big teams to help them. All they needed was a camera, a face, and a mind, and a mouth. It was really that simple. You can build for more of that if you want. You can go bigger, but that's all you ever really needed to be big on this website. So many incredible things came out of it. So many incredible people. So many new forms of entertainment came out of this. So much pioneering in the entertainment industry, and so much joy has come from people with a simple camera and a voice and wanting to say something out of it. It was beautiful. And when YouTube is at its best, even to this day, it can still be beautiful. And that's what attracted me so much, that so many years ago, like already, I think this channel's going to be 6 years old, it attracted me mainly from the gaming side, but at its core of this platform where you can express yourself or entertain people the way you want without having to worry about needing the money or having the people. Remember when I used to do gaming videos, guys? People have been around this long with a camera and my laptop, like those really cringy ones. There's a reason I did that, because so many channels I used to watch and look up to see some of the early stuff I would watch myself, that they just started with a camera and their TV screen and how much they could do. That was inspiring to me, to show that how big you can become and how influential you can be, and you don't have to be this godlike figure the way we idolize our idols. It can be anyone. That's what encouraged me to do it. The more I did it, I learned, I got better, But I also even discover new things that I love, learn new techniques, new things about the entertainment world or YouTube itself. Good and bad, but mostly good, I'd say. But the bad has gone to a ridiculous rate and constant rate. And I'm glad when I first was thinking about this more when this news came out, and I was thinking of, does this really have to do with this, what I've been feeling for the last couple years on this platform, about it being broken and so much chaos happening and a clear flaw? I thought maybe I was alone and I was overreacting, but the more I see on the internet, the way people are reacting to the loss of Etika, the one good thing I can see about this is that, as much as it's unfortunate to admit that idea was thinking, that I was right, and that I'm not alone in it, and that people are talking about it and calling YouTube out on it and finally trying to get some change out there, which is why I'm mainly doing this video. If I can bring any change or attention to it, even the tiniest bit, I'd be more than happy to. YouTube, as I mentioned earlier how it was and what inspired me to come into it years ago, is not the same place anymore. It's just not. I've been part of it all these years. I've learned more about YouTube than some of the YouTubers themselves, I dare say, that have become super successful, that don't probably even have any clue how to do their own thing because it just pays someone to record for them and upload their videos. And it's completely different. Once the place for independent creators to express themselves and have millions of ways to tell entertainment and find new ways to entertain people without needing these crazy budgets, have turned into the place for these big companies and studios with the big budgets to entertain, which at its core isn't something bad. There's nothing wrong with that. It's something I want to do when I grow up. I want to be a director or a screenwriter for big studios and companies. But that doesn't mean that it's going to mesh well with the millions of people that have made you to what it is for the last decade now. It's been over a decade. To just abandon them, because that's what YouTube's done. I'm not trying to claim either and demonize YouTube to be this corporate, abusive, corrupt corporate nightmare of like the oil companies or the gun companies around in this country that manipulate and lobby Congress and everything to do their horrible practices. It's not that either, because they're not trying to do that. Because even when they do it so terribly, they do try to communicate, even the littlest of bits, to the community. The ones that work every day to get stuff out there. But they just do such a miserable job at it that doing nothing at all would almost be the exact same reaction of what's happening now. YouTube has become so obsessed with pleasing the big companies and making deals with the studios, with admittedly coming out with some pretty good stuff. It's not to say that it's all bad. They're doing it for a reason, but completely abandoning everybody else in that process, that it's made this whole place almost a war zone for desperation to get content out there. And that's what's led to people like Etika to do such awful things to themselves. And even worse things that I even say are more disgusting, where people do awful things to others just to get their attention, just to get their views. The Logan Paul situation with the whole Suicide Forest video, that didn't happen just because Logan Paul had this creative idea that, ooh, I want to just do something really crazy like show a dead body. He was thinking about the profits. He was thinking about the views he would get. There's a reason that thumbnail had such a ridiculous, clickbaity, disgusting thumbnail, because he knew it would get the attention. Why? Because he became so desperate and obsessed that even he admits to get those views and attention and stay around on this platform, that clickbaiting a dead body just seemed even for a little second reasonable, making him lose it himself. Even other people, like I mentioned earlier, remember Leafy is here, that disgusting coward of a mess? And there's been countless more. I just can't remember them off the top of my head, because there's been so much of it, and it's been growing at such a ridiculous rate. All of this has been happening because YouTube has made the independent creator, that is the soul of this platform, or what they continue at least to promise is the soul of this platform, so pressured, so abandoned, and with such little resources to get any help, that they become desperate. Because the thing that people forget, as much as I swear to God, if I see comments like this on this video, if it gets any attention of people saying, well, YouTube isn't a real job, so why should people even care? Good thing that they're found. They should go get a real job and work. Newsflash, buckos. This platform has now become a place, just like all the studios and people in Hollywood, to make money, to survive, to feed children. It's a place of entertainment. The entertainment business is a business. It's not just drawing cartoons and doing cool little magic tricks for hours on end and get no money out of it. It's not a charity. People live off of this. So, when you lose so much of that possibility and income that you need to support yourself and your family, many become desperate. Many take the dark side, like abusing others or doing disgusting things for attention, and others still take just different tragic sides to it. They become so obsessed and so take sleepless nights to just do so much work and content just to get anything out there to get enough attention and continue with this ridiculous algorithm with stupid amounts of restrictions on things you can't do and regulations, that they become slave laborers in almost like they're in communist authoritarian China just to get any form of income and attention and stay alive on this platform. And that's what's led to something like this. That's what's led to events and tragedies like the loss of Etika. It's disgusting that it has to happen, and it's so unfortunate, but if stuff like this is finally what gets YouTube's attention to finally start changing things, because ultimately this isn't for me. I'm not doing this for myself. I've already mentioned earlier, I don't want to be a YouTuber. Maybe there was a time where I thought about it. It'd be a fun, cool place to have a job since I want to work in the entertainment business anyway. It's been completely destroyed, that possibility or that dream, years ago after so much of this started happening. It's practically scared me and many other people away to ever make this a dream job. It's just for me a place to have fun and experiment with things. And I still plan to do stuff here because once again, it's not like I hate all of YouTube and think it should all go die. I love this place. This is what brought me joy. This is what made me discover and learn so much about the world and see so much good, or discover new passions that I never had. Meet people that I would never have met in years. Anywhere. So that's why it hurts so much to do stuff like this and confess and admit that there's so many insane problems. We do this for a reason, not because we want it to burn, but because we want it to be better and stronger. Because it has been, and we know it can be. And the loss and tragedies, such as the loss of Etika, are just going to keep happening if we allow things to just go the way they're going. I know YouTube has already responded to this tragedy that's happened today on Twitter. As they should, mourning and sending their thoughts and prayers to the loss of Etika. But that's not going to do anything. Let's be real. Just like the same thing with the whole gun control thing happening, sending your thoughts and prayers when a tragedy happens isn't going to fix anything. It's action. It's people talking, communicating, and finding solutions to problems, working together to solve them. But what YouTube has been doing instead for the last couple of years, even when some psychopath who became so pressured and obsessed with trying to stay around literally went to go shoot up their headquarters, do people forget that happened? Did YouTube just completely ignore the fact that their own people almost died a few years ago? Is that just something that slips their mind? It seems that it does because they completely ignore it and just keep making things harder. People like Matt who I love and respect so much for this, have been calling it out for years about these problems and what have been happening. He just did one earlier, just for all about the gaming community, about how ridiculous their own restrictions have become that YouTube themselves can't promote their own content. YouTube's broken. I can ramble on for any longer, but it's all going to go around the same thing. It's led to people to take their own lives, people to do disgusting things. The loss of Etika is just an example of it. And if YouTube keeps going on the course as it is, it doesn't change, stuff like this is just going to become common. You got to change. If you don't want to do it for us, it's fine. Do it for your own company. Because your profits are just going to be burning up eventually. Right now you have a lot, but things don't last when you get crazy shit like this. Bye, everyone.